pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just, I do want to say this before we get started again. If you want to read some informational material about the proposed fire territory, it is up here and the copies are free for anybody who wants to look at it. Roll call.
Vice President Anderson,
Here.
President Gibson,
Here.
Member Greco,
Here.
Member Swallow, Member Sweeto.
Okay, now we'll have the fire territory public hearing. Laura?
We're here today, it's the second hearing for the fire territory public hearing. Do we have anybody in the audience who would like to make any comments or against it? And if you do, please stand up and state your name and proceed with your comments. Is there anybody here that wants to comment on the fire territory? Not seeing, is there any discussion of the board on the fire territory? Any further discussion to what we've already discussed at the last meeting? We'll take another vote. The second one is it's still this desire of this board to enter into a fire territory with Lake Station. We can
Make a motion.
make a motion.
Need a motion to enter in the fire ordinance with Lake Station.
But I can't hear you, Jim, I'm sorry.
So we need a motion to enter in with Lake Station for the fire territory.
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We will enter in the contract with Lake Station.
That's the second
Second.
one. You have three to do.
Okay, thank you. Second. Okay.
Evan Marshall.
Okay, we'll have Arvin Marsh, Tara, sorry, Evan Marsh, sorry. Tara,
You're up, Tara.
I just stand here.
That's fine, or you can go over here and whatever you want to
If
do.
you want to be heard and on camera right there.
Yeah, I think we're on camera. They want you over there by the end of the table.
Right here.
Right over here, spot.
There.
Okay. Good evening. My name's Tara Boyansky. I'm with Evan Marsh. This is in regards to notice of award for the 2026 CCMG road improvements project. 3 bids came in. We are recommending Milestone as the lowest, most responsive bidder. The bid given was $234,485. And looking for motion for the contract for Milestone.
I'll make that motion.
the motion made, we need a second.
I'll second.
Second by Roxanne. All in favor, say aye.
Great.
Any
And
opposed?
just need some signatures.
Motion carried.
The bids came in about $100,000 cheaper, so.
That's good. This one's for you. Sign that. Okay. I know
I'm the town attorney.
No, the president signs it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean my
Wrong
apologies?
person.
And then all the council members can sign on these ones right here.
Any idea when they'll get started on that? I mean, that's the summer.
They'll have a pre-bid or pre-construction meeting and then they'll discuss it then.
Okay,
So stay tuned on that.
okay.
I think we were talking March if the weather stays nice.
Okay.
Oh, and early.
Maybe the middle, towards the end.
Okay. And do we have a list of the roads they're going to do?
They do.
Yes. in here. I can get that for you. We're gonna make a copy of this and we'll send it to you, okay?
Thank you.
But there's quite a few.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you. Next we'll have Ray Abdul.
So, that's what,
Yeah, so this was part of the planning commission meeting also. I probably should have been a little more clear that, this should have been part of the planning commission, to have them added in, but, we had talked, we had him come back again this month. He is wanting to do a towing business here in town. He has the spot here on Ridge Road. He bought the old beauty parlor right next to Hardin's. They are looking at doing is they're gonna be towing cars there. They're gonna have about 3 to 4 at a time, and they're not gonna be selling vehicles. It's not gonna be a salvage yard. It's just gonna be a very short-term storage facility. So they're gonna tow them to that location, and then they'll be towed out of there. He said roughly in about 3 to 4 days turnaround.
yeah.
He has a cold right now, so
Sorry.
he's wearing a mask, so I figured,
Don't
he
get
probably
sick.
figured it's best for me to say this rather than him trying to yell through a mask. So it was the planning commission did approve him, and we are looking for the council's approval for him to get his business license.
I know, Joe, you and I talked before about this, just so everybody else is aware of it. As far as when you're towing a vehicle, are you going to be towing, do you have enough room in the back to tow them in other than blocking Route 6 to back your tow truck in?
We have this alley on the side,
There's an alley, so
and
you'll
the
come through
gate,
the
the
alley.
gate we made is on the side of that lot by the alley.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Not the front, the front is closed.
Okay,
Oh,
just
so we
so
won't be
the Route
coming
6
in and
isn't
out, yeah.
blocked up any.
No, we won't be
Okay.
going in and out of Route 6, just the, well, you have to get out of
Oh, no, yeah,
alley,
yeah, but to
but-
back up, then it would hold up traffic there.
no. It would-
Okay, good.
So-
I just wanted
Yep.
to, you and I talked, I know.
Sure.
So he's been approved for everything with
Just
Joe
the
and Lou and,
Get Joe Lou, and he did say John was there, had been there already.
Yeah, John was.
He does have a business, I did give him the business license application. I did tell him to get with Joe tonight to have him sign, and that, he'll reach out to John to have him sign it and then bring it up.
And then Lou's already given his approval.
Yeah.
And he signed another paper.
Yeah.
Did he sign with you, or did he come?
so
back?
you'll come up and Tammy, yeah, I'll be there, but you come up and then, but when you're ready for the water to be turned on, and then we're gonna set up your garbage, you said you
Yeah,
want
so
the garbage
totally,
cans?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so.
Okay.
All right, so just come up there and it's $100 and,
It's $100.
Sounds
your
good.
COI and
Mhm.
that.
Well, no, he doesn't need the COI because he's a business
Oh,
license.
okay,
So, we don't take cards right now for business licenses or contractor's licenses yet. So cash, check, or money order,
Sounds good.
okay?
But we do need a motion from the council to approve his business.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made second.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're free to stay if you'd like, or we can go ahead and go.
Is there a Jasmine Coleman present? A Jasmine Coleman?
One making a complaint on me.
There's nothing here on my agenda.
You were supposed to add it, Tammy had it, she texted it to you.
Oh, I didn't see it on my phone at all.
It was last week.
Yeah,
Last week,
it was Friday.
I didn't see it.
Need a motion on January 14th meeting to approve the meetings, the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the
There was
minutes?
some changes, I believe, in the January 14th meeting.
I added, the first public hearing for fire territory to page 4.
Okay, so that's the only change from the original.
Yes, that wasn't there.
And that was just to label what it was.
Mhm.
Approve as amended.
Huh?
Approve as amended.
Yeah.
Need a motion to approve as amended.
Make the motion.
Motion made, second,
I'll second.
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion made,
Carried.
carried. Okay, minutes, okay. Need a motion on the payment of bills, town water sewer for January.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made,
I'll second.
second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion made to pay the bills.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. No.
Funds and appropriation report for January.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
second made. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion made. Correspondent, Tammy? No, none.
Well, I had none on there, but I do have one thing. We are looking for somebody to start cleaning. The person that was cleaning, has decided to not clean anymore. So if you know of anybody, it's only a few times a week and it's salary. So, if you know anybody, you can send them our way.
Thank you. Ordinance, none. Resolutions, none. Departments, police department. Well,
We'll pass them among ourselves if you want.
Are they stapled already?
The month of January 2026 reflected a highly proactive enforcement of the New Stark Police Department despite ongoing staffing, fleet challenges. Officers maintain strong visibility, enforcement productivity, narcotics interdiction after this report outlines all of that. During the month of January, officers issued a total of 321 citations. 163 were local ordinances.
Okay. He's gonna give me one.
163 were local ordinances, 79 state, 20 were misdemeanor, 51 were warnings, additional verbal warnings were issued as well. This level of enforcement continues to attend to traffic safety, ordinance compliance, and the quality of life. Officers totaled 47 vehicles. We made a total of 51 custodial and non-custodial arrests throughout the month. Of those 51 arrests, 33 were drug arrests. Of those 33 drug arrests, we got 16.1 grams of cocaine, 136.3 grams of marijuana, 21.5 grams of methamphetamine, 1.5 grams of heroin, and 74 controlled substance pills. In reference to the cars, as I showed you guys before, car one, the engine oil started mixing with the coolant, which is typical for the Dodge Durangos. I've been warning you guys about this for the last couple of years, that this is gonna happen. It's signs of the motors going out. Unfortunately, all of our cars now are out of warranty. So we got that one kind of like temporary fix. It's like a Band-Aid on an open wound. We took the cars to Dodge to have a routine maintenance, get oil changes. An hour later, after coming back from Dodge, car 6 engine oil started mixing in with the coolant, which means that engine is going as well. So it's down there. Muhammad's at Best Gloss. Hopefully he can put the same Band-Aid on that so that it can stay operational.
What do we need to do to get new cars and all that, or what's?
So all of our cars are paid off. The police department pays for them itself out of their funds. I've been looking around, the cars are averaging about 40 to 43,000. I don't want to go back to Dodge because this is the ongoing problem throughout the nation with Dodge. The best option right now would be Ford. There's no state QPA for Ford. right now because the state has such a large contract still with Dodge. So there is no state QPA. I have reached out to the Gary Police Department Chief, and the City of Chesterton Police Chief to see what they're doing. They gave me some fleet options to go with. They don't have QPA pricing, but this is the best pricing that's as close to QPA.
I have a question. The gift, money gift you got from Kyle Allen, couldn't that go towards new vehicles?
Yes.
Okay. Because that would solve a lot of your problem right there. Because it's just sitting there. I don't know, you got your radios from a grant. So, you know, if need be, you could use that.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was something I wanted the permission from the council to just go ahead and start exploring option, on starting to replace these cars and get them out. My suggestion moving forward, cars aren't built like they was built back in the days, especially with police cars and stuff like that. It's probably strongly recommended that we try to get in the habit of rotating the cars out maybe every 2 or 3 years or every about 50,000 miles while they sit on the warranty. The unfortunate part is, like with anything else, once we reach the 5-year mark, the warranty we have is 5 years or 100,000 miles. But we reached the 5-year mark, so even if we didn't reach the miles, we're still out of warranty. And now we're starting to see all the problems, and we're gonna dump a bunch of money into cars trying to fix them, when we could have traded them in 2 years ago and got some type of value back on them and recoup some of our money.
It's a good motion. Some possibilities.
I need a motion for Earl to look into the possibility of buying new vehicles.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made, second,
No second.
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion made for you looking to buy new vehicles.
Thank you. As far as personnel, the officer that we spoke about did leave and go to another agency. All of his information has been turned over to Lloyd. So Lloyd.
We found suit.
Sorry.
I found suit.
Okay, so we're good on that one. We have 2 new reserves that started training. We did post one that we're all hiring again. So we can get some considerations. It's not something I'm asking the council to make a decision on tonight. I just do want to throw it out there, the consideration of making our officers that work a full-time schedule from part-time to full-time officers so that we can help with the retention of them, so that they can start getting benefits, vacation time and sick time and things like that, to just try to give them some type of motivation to stay. That's all I got.
I got one, thank you.
Thank you.
Police commissioners?
We do not have a meeting,
No meeting. Thank you.
so no report.
Thank you. Fire? Joe?
Yeah, as of today, since first of the year, we've had 28 calls for emergency service. We're attempting to do a recruitment drive right now. Biggest problem is in getting recruits is getting ones that are able to go to the fire academy for 6 months. That's the biggest problem we're having. What I'm trying to do is try to get guys that already have their proper certifications, trying to get them to, hey, come on back on fire department, or they were on departments before, whatever, trying to get them, you know, recruitment and retention for volunteer fire department is extremely hard. I mean, it's frustrating, it really is. And, but we're doing the best we can, so.
And Joe, please tell the council how many firemen you do have. You told me. I do know what you said.
9 right now, I think.
Yeah, so that is nothing.
No, we used to, back in the day, we used to have 20, 50. The council allowed 20 firemen. on there one time, you know, we had 20 firemen, but we had a reserve list too, guys waiting to get on, but basically back then, you'd walk in, you'd say, hey, I want to be a fireman, you'd have a beer with the chief, and he would show you which end of the hose the water come out, and
True.
he'd get you some bunker gear and say, hey, you're a fire, follow him.
Yeah.
All right, you're a fireman, you know, so it doesn't happen like that anymore.
I personally think, my opinion is the state is trying to, for all the towns and cities to go with a fire territory. That's why they're making it hard for reserves, you know, volunteers. That's my opinion. So it may come to a point, we may not have a fire department. The way it, you know, because they have to go 6 months to training. Nobody's gonna give up their jobs for that, to be
Yeah,
volunteers.
it's extremely difficult, and very frustrating, and, you know, being chief for as long as I have, and seeing guys come and go and whatever, it just makes it just depressing to see what's happening, you know, and, you know, to run a volunteer fire department on a shoestring budget isn't easy either, so
Exactly.
you know what I'm talking
I
about.
do know.
Monies are hard to come by, and, we're doing our best to keep our equipment up to date, I mean, you know, working and stuff like that, so, but I appreciate everything that the council does, you know, I understand the situation financially and whatever and all that stuff, so, thank you for your support and whatever, and that's all I have right now.
Thank you, Joe. Town manager.
We did have a fire. What night, Joe?
What's that?
The fire at the laundromat? Monday. So, he's been in contact, so he is gonna rebuild. So we'll get our laundromat back. That'll be good, because that's a lot of water
I would like
source.
to clear the air on one thing here too, and that is throughout Lake County, we are under what is called the Mavis 207. Mavis 207 is a mutual aid box alarm system. And all fire departments in Lake County are in Mavis 207, except for Cedar Lake and Cherville. They're under a different one. But Southcom, yeah, thank you. The thing is, like, not to getting into the technical part of everything, because I don't want to bore you with all that noise, but basically how it's set up is we have box alarm cards and whatever, and we have different calls for different situations. But under the Mavis, we use mutual aid, like with Lake Station, for instance. We are on automatic aid with Lake Station. What does that mean? That means that whenever we are toned out to a structure fire or a large incident, Lake Station is toned out also. They're coming. And once they get there and we get set up, ready to go, we need more assistance, Hobart sends an engine. So the town is covered. Now, the same thing with Lake Station, automatic aid. They get a structure fire, they get a large incident, whatever, we're automatically toned out to go help them. And once again, Hobart is called if needed. We have mutual aid, we assist each other. Matter of fact, we assisted each other the last 2 nights. You know, we had a vehicle fire last night, and, you know, we gave each other assistance and so on. But under this mutual aid box alarm system, like I said, you're gonna have somebody's gonna be here, and with a red fire truck. You know, we don't know whose name's gonna be on it, but it depends on the situation. You know, when the incident commander arrives and he sees what's happening and whatever, he'll start delegating, you know, whatever, so on and so forth. So I just want everybody to know that with this mutual aid box alarm system, which is great throughout the county, you're not gonna be without somebody. And with this we switched over to the ambulance service first of the year, so far, it's been going great. We're working together fine. They've been doing a good, in my opinion, medics have been doing a fine job. They've taken care of the residents, they're respectful to the residents, and, and that's what I like to see, the good bedside manner whenever they come to a residence. Because there's some people that's never seen an ambulance at their house before, and they're all shook and everything. You gotta use a little bedside manner in situations like that. And it's happening, and I appreciate that as fire chief. So, and I have, I've been your fire chief now for 22 years and a few months, and
He's still with us.
And you're gonna stay at least 2 more years, Joe?
you guys don't kick me out first.
No.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
So on Friday, we opened the bids on, for the blacktop. On Monday, Robert and I had to go out to Avonmarsh about the, radio reads. Okay, so we met or did a Zoom meeting, and, we're going to, it's called Neptune Interface, whatever. So anyway, they're going to, start around April 6th. If we can get everything going, we have to have the software updated on March 30th and ready to go. I talked to Amston. The 2 guys that they usually work with are no longer employed there. So there's a lady named Jennifer. I gave him Ben Christensen's email, and she was going to contact him. Diane will come in on the 30th to work with them. I don't know if they're going to have to send somebody out to train us on that. More to come, okay? We had another meeting. Is that it? I had 3. Okay, well,
No,
probably in the water thing,
That's
so.
a meeting for water.
Yeah, it's probably in the water, so, okay, that's all I have right now.
Thank you. Park Board?
We all met on February 3rd. Here's some topics we discussed in the upcoming events. On March 21st, we're going to have an artist, crafter, author fair, and it will be here at Rosser Hall. On March 28th, it will be the Twin Oak Park cleanup. April 4th will be our Easter egg hunt this year. The baskets will be done on the 1st of April. May 2nd, with a rain date of May 3rd, we're still planning on doing the townwide garage / rummage in the park at Twin Oaks. Registration is now open for that. It will be closed on April 17th. June 6th is still under consideration for a 3-on-3 basketball tournament at Twin Oaks. Fence sign sales are underway again. We had Strachan Van Til renew. If you have any contacts or leads for us, let any one of us know on the park board. We got 2 signs and posted them at the park because people have been venturing out on the ice on the pond. So we put 2 signs, dangerous, stay off the ice signs. We renewed the grant station membership. We decided that we'd give it another year, even though we haven't really seen a benefit from it, but we get a good price through Legacy Foundation, who continues to support our work. So we did that. I talked to Nick at River Forest, I'm sorry, that name wouldn't come to me, about Lunch and Learn. They will be serving lunch. He doesn't have dates for us. They will come in April. We will not be able to support auxiliary programming this year because of budgeting and staffing issues. The bathrooms will be open for about 90 minutes as kind of a wraparound for the program. And one of us will get down there, unlock, and go back to relock. And that's pretty much it, except that our next park board meeting, which everyone is invited to, is at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, March 3rd, right here. Thank you.
What were those dates in March again? I'm sorry, I wasn't.
March 21st, Saturday,
That is,
Yeah, that's the Artist Crafter Author Fair. And March 28th will be the Twin Oak Cleanup
clean, okay.
in preparation for the Easter egg hunt.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Plan Commission?
All right, Planning Commission, we already talked about Mr. Abdullah. The other person we had on the agenda for tonight was Mr. Gula. He's looking to build at 129 McKinley Avenue. This was tabled until next month because we do need John present to look at the plans and everything. So that'll be discussed more next month. Robert did speak with him about the M4 requirements, MS4 requirements.
This is a single family dwelling?
No,
No, this is he has plans for, duplex, quadplex, and a quinplex. So,
I don't know, can they put like an apartment building over there
so we're
No,
with
looking,
the neighbors?
we're, by size, technically, yes.
But is there enough room for parking?
Well, that was our question, because with a five,
Yeah.
5 units, that's probably 10 cars minimum.
Yeah,
And from the plans that he only showed 8 parking spots, so that's out automatically, in my opinion.
yeah.
But we need John to look everything over before we can make
and I don't know what this is zoned. You gotta check the
we need
zoning
to check the zoning
and
also.
make sure that the lot lines are where they're supposed to be. I think they are.
Yeah.
We've gotta see, because it was like 4 or 5 lots that this was covered too. Whether or not this is zoned for that area, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. He said there are other duplexes
There's
on that.
duplexes,
on that street.
but, 4 or 5 complex. That's like
Right,
an
well, I don't know if that
apartment
falls
building.
under a different,
That's like
Usually
an apartment.
1 and 2 family homes
Are
in
number
the
one.
same.
okay.
And what can the sewer take too?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well-
We'll have to put in 2 septic tanks if he's got enough room.
Well, yeah, but if you got a 4 or 5 unit.
4 or 5 units, then
It's
that's
more
a
than
lot
that.
of room for.
Then he has to pump it every 6 months, just like the one on Illinois across from Assumption.
No, each unit has to have their own septic tank, so every house has to have.
They
their own.
don't have it there, Sharon, on the
But
apartment
that was
building.
probably grandfathered in, I mean, things
No,
have
he's
changed.
gonna build. He's gonna build.
No,
I'm just saying, some of the laws have changed since 25 years ago.
well,
We gotta
Nikki
ask
Anderson
John
will
look
know.
at the current ordinances.
Yeah.
There you go. No, I don't want to say nothing. I'm just clearing my
Yeah,
throat.
no, our ordinance says every home, even if it's a duplex, they have to have their own septic tank. A quad, 4-unit building, a rental or 5, you're not gonna put 5 septic tanks there, and that's what's gonna have to happen.
Yeah, there's not enough room there.
No, and so that's out.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, I just have to look into it
no,
So, well, and
and
that's
see what's
where,
what.
according to our ordinance, it's out.
right, well, that's where John's gonna come into play with being the building inspector. So I do have he did leave me the plans and everything, so I'm gonna take those up to the town hall for John to pick up and be able to look over, and we'll make a,
I'm just looking out for the neighbors.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I wouldn't want all those vehicles
yeah,
and be parked in my area, and you know that's what's gonna happen if
Right.
that was the case.
yeah.
Okay, I had my say.
No, but I get you, I fully understand that, but I get that, I wouldn't want all those vehicles there either, but I have to objectify it from the ordinance
But I
standpoint.
knew we have the ordinance with
Right.
the septic system and that.
Yeah.
I know that ordinance and the drainage. I do know that because of MS4.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy as just putting up a building anymore.
Right.
There's state laws that you
Oh,
need to
yeah.
go by. Well, you know that, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I deal with MS4 too, so. So yeah, that was it for planning commission.
Thanks, Joe.
I
Sewer,
would say, just one more word on plan commission. We do need to add one more commissioner. We need a total of 5. John Kirkova should not be the planning commissioner because he's the building inspector and often called up to testify. So we could by the next meeting
Another council could be here too.
Another council person, well,
No,
By state statute is,
no council.
no, by state statute is 2 council members and 3 citizen members.
so we'll need.
And the 2 council members are voting members.
We got 2 citizens back here want to get
Still
involved.
council.
It is Jimmy and Dave.
Oh, well, Dave, okay, I know he was there, but did you ever vote
He
Dave?
was, yeah, no, he votes, yes, all the time.
I don't remember.
So no, he votes, but we just, it's a matter of having a full board. We still have to have a quorum of 3 every time to pass anything. But we do need another person because Mr. Kirkland is going to have to be called on to testify as to whether a building like this one we just discussed can or cannot be put on that lot. But he's got the technical end of that.
So you guys need to start looking for 2 people.
Just one.
Just one.
Oh, one.
Looking for
John, raise your
volunteers.
hand. Bill, raise your hand. John will do it. Okay.
Boy, you can just appoint him now.
John Squires.
You've been appointed to planning commission.
God rest your soul. No.
John's the one that helps us with the fence at the park.
Yeah.
Amongst other things. John.
Amongst many things he helps
Spell your
with.
last
Did
name.
you ever see a guy walking the college?
SQUIRES.
No.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard. Let me know when and where.
They will.
Yeah.
I'll let you know, John. I'll get your number.
Sewer,
That's
You're up.
me, ain't it, Sue?
That's you.
Sewer, everything's, we just had we're still waiting on parts for the lift station and the weather to break, so we can, put the bypass in there, so we can, in case we have any, power outages. We have that
Excuse me,
solved.
Robert, would you tell the council what lift station you're referring to?
Both lift stations, there's a lift station on Van Buren,
Okay.
and then there's a lift station on Harrison behind the red pole barn there, right between Dunkin' Donuts and the alley. It's right behind the pole barn. And the other one is on Van Buren, the dead end or the alley that you turn around right in the corner right there. Done. We're just waiting on parts for them, and that's all for sewer.
thank you. Streets,
Streets, okay, we started filling potholes today.
Lots of them.
Well, most of the potholes are, as people call them, potholes. They're not potholes, they're layers. And you're running over a layer because there's a layer on top of a layer on top of a layer. And you can't fill them because as fast as you fill them, it gets pulled right back out and it's going 3 blocks down and into my storm sewer. So that's a no-no. So the potholes are being cleaned and filled. As I said, we just started today because we had a little bit of time. We're really busy today, so that had just started. Also, we were requesting bids for repairs to the asphalt we had to remove for the breaks that we had in town, one on Indiana, as Sue spoke of, and the one on Arthur. There's 2 on Indiana, kitty corner from each other, and then the one on Arthur is on the edge of it. I haven't received any back yet. He should be out tomorrow. The one came in and said whatever it was, and then we have Hobart Paving coming out to give us another bid for that. But that's gonna be slow in coming because the asphalt companies have to open up and start up their heaters and everything else like that, and they're not gonna produce asphalt until it gets warmer. And the stuff we have on hand, we can only do smaller holes. Okay, several street signs have been knocked down, ripped down, ran over, and all that stuff. We have them on order.
Earl's gonna get you the crash reports too, so we can go after their insurance.
Okay, we have them on order with Sign Source, because that's who make our signs. The other ones that we did manage to recover that wasn't too badly damaged and were able to reuse are over in the Public Works building, and due to the ground being solid as a rock, we can't, put them in the ground just yet. But we are aware of it, and it will be addressed as soon as we're able to.
Well, they don't look at the stop signs anyway, they go right
Well,
through.
we have to have them up there.
I know you do, but they don't pay attention to them.
The school has asked me to ask, and I don't care either way, because they're our signs. They asked me to ask you, the no parking signs that we have on Indiana that's facing west,
Mhm.
can we turn them to face, so that traffic is coming north and see it? They have the notion to believe that people still park there because they don't see the signs because they're facing west. But if they came down the street, they would see it.
When we did that, I believe it was you that asked me to put those signs up there in the first place as facing. If
At first they wanted them-
you're the law enforcement, whatever way you want them faced, because I'm the Public Works Department, I just put them where I'm told to put them. You're law enforcement, so whatever way you want to face, I will address that. Whichever you want, I will take it.
Whenever you can, if you would, please. At first, they wanted them facing that way when we first put them up.
Right.
And I argued with them that I thought that was redundant, but
I mean, they don't honor them anyways, they still park
they're
there.
still gonna park there.
Right, but I will do whatever you're requesting.
So since they're asking and we owe the school, so
Okay,
if we can turn them whenever you can, I agree.
I gotcha. Yes, sir. Also with streets, I'd like to ask whose ever district these are, the 100 block of McKinley. It's a construction zone. I couldn't fit a plow truck up the street because there was commercial trailers, bobcats, and everything else under there. When it snowed real bad, I couldn't even get up the street. They're out there. So whose ever district that is, I request that you please, and I'm not picking on anybody or anything like that. It's a mess. That whole stretch from Illinois to Indiana, you got, I believe it's 67 McKinley. It's a junkyard in the backyard. Cars missing parts, on trailers and everything else. Nobody wants to live across the street from a junkyard.
Is Dean,
Hensley.
Dean Hensley Jr., we've written him about 10 tickets, so we can, if you see him out there again, just call us, we'll start pulling his car down.
Well,
We've
I
tagged it to him.
We
I
were
spoke
out
to
the
her
other
about-
day.
Exactly. We drove
And they were out there. I said, what is this? So, anyway, I told John Trigova, he was gonna go talk to him too, because he came in.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yeah, if Henderson's still doing our code, is he?
Yeah, he's running about 10 tickets, so we can
Well-
start towing them whenever.
I went down
That's what needs to be
Illinois,
done. 'cause
I went down Illinois Street and I know exactly where Robert's talking, behind the house, that one house on the north side of McKinley. They've got the, like mini bulldozers and that, and you'll see, I don't know if it's electrical wire or a phone wire. It's hanging so low, I mean, you trip on it if you walked in the backyard.
So we can't do anything about the backyard because we're bound by the Fourth Amendment and we can't cross their threshold without their permission.
How about 411 Washington? That's
There,
another.
that was next on my list. That was next on my list
If
too.
you're on the street behind it or something, can you see this?
Yes, you can
Yes.
see it on the
If
side.
it's in plain view, we can do something.
Yeah,
So
but
we
I'm
just,
saying, the tickets, we're writing the tickets,
Okay.
but as far as like towing and stuff like
Oh,
that.
no, you
We don't
can't
have
tow it.
access from an alley,
No,
so
I'm
we
not
can't.
saying
we
that,
can't go
I'm
back
just
there.
saying that wire, I don't know if it's electrical wire or if it's a
It's
phone
probably a
wire.
comm line.
It's a what?
It's a communications line.
Oh,
but it's the same way with 3 Huber. We wrote that guy ticket after ticket after ticket. After about a year, he got to court. You were on vacation. Lloyd calls me and says, what do you want me to do with him? I said, well, we wrote him a bunch of tickets. You do what you think is best. He did clean it up, but probably because he had to go to court.
And with our judge, we can write them 20 tickets, 100 tickets.
but
She's
if
gonna
they
make
don't
them
do
pay
that,
more.
Depends on whether it's the judge or the magistrate judge.
Yeah.
yeah. That's what's bad is, they write them tickets, but it doesn't do no good.
With the vehicles that I'm talking
And
about.
you
that
got
are out
them
there,
across the street from
those are
Dave right
commercial
now.
Everywhere.
You got
vehicles.
Joyce
There's
and you got Six Huber where they
a
moved
waiting
out.
list.
And there's stuff still in their front yard.
Right.
We don't know who owns
I was
it.
just saying, I'm
Well, we
I'm
don't
not
know
coming
who's counting on it.
I'm just,
See who owns it.
I
That's how
couldn't
we
even,
do
I
it.
literally could not plow that, I couldn't get down there because it was, I was like.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
That's for that, and as the town manager just spoke of, 411 Washington is also a mess over there. He's got commercial vehicles over there. We can't even,
Him tickets too.
that place is just as bad as the junkyard on McKinley. And they go over there, we haven't caught him.
Okay.
He has trailers over there. There's trailer wheels that he's taken off his trailers and dumped in the wetlands across the street. Roofing material and everything else from the add-on that he put on that building has been dumped over there. I consider, this is all speculation. I did not see them do this.
411
But
Washington.
it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if you have shingles somewhere and you just built an addition across the street, where it came from.
He's the
But-
one that parks over the pit all the time. Then he had a stockade fence. Well, he
I know
took
you've
that
written
down.
him tickets
And
too,
then,
so.
Jim, that's your area, Gibson. That's your area, who he's talking about, Washington, 411 Washington. And
Yeah.
it's in plain sight, anybody can see it.
Yeah, he had a wood fence up,
Yeah, I don't know. I
so
just say
start
it's-
ticketing him too
oh,
every
it's
day.
horrible.
He was in last month to pay his water bill and I jumped him and
When
said,
he took the fence down, I thought he was gonna clean it up.
well, he said, I'm cleaning it up. I said, try getting a dumpster and throwing everything in it.
It's bad.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, Robert.
That's all for that.
But there's another one on Cleveland and Iowa too. That one that always had the garbage bags in front and in back, and there's a tree down there in the backyard.
330 Washington.
I don't know. That's-
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with that one that he came in too. I told him get them trees cut out.
Oh, yeah,
We had a
you're talking about
blizzard.
where the house burnt down, next door,
Jim
right?
Joe wants it.
On Michigan?
You're speaking of houses and whatever, the problem in town. I know you're quite aware of this address, and I'm gonna bring it up anyway because it needs some desperate attention. It needs a police tape around it or something, and I think it's Joe Casper's house there, so,
Oh,
Yeah, right across from Potts,
Sheriff's
right?
been working on that for 12 years.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
26.
It's 22
On Harrison.
Harrison.
Some girl, I was going
That thing's
after.
about to fall down.
I
Yeah, it
told
is.
Joe, one year I was going after it in county, and the girl in Hobart bought it. She's had it, Earl's given her tickets, I believe, before.
And then she didn't pay
Then
taxes.
she didn't
and-
do, now it's back up for taxes.
So I hope nobody gets hurt,
Unless we
that's all I'm
get blight
thinking
money,
about.
we can't touch them.
Private property, Joe, so.
Girl, I'm not sure how the ordinance read, but can we make it so after so many tickets, the fine doubles and after so many that done?
In the ordinance, it should state that after so many times of giving them a ticket or a warning, the price goes up. It does, I'm just talking about ordinances.
What
I
about
look
putting
at
a lien on
sure
the
half the
property?
people
We
can
can't do
Pay
that.
their rent.
Yeah, well,
Well,
there's
then-
so many tickets.
You put a lien on their property, then you're gonna be responsible once you get
It says
it.
it doesn't.
Or the town.
It goes on the taxes and then when it's time to come pay.
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to demo, you're gonna have to tear that building down, and the town's gonna have to pay for that.
It's on tax, so maybe people have to pay whatever. the town pays.
Okay.
Sanitation,
Well, garbage pickup in the alleys again.
do I, Sue?
Pick up in the alleys again.
They're gonna resume picking up in the alley?
Yeah, if you got an alley.
Water,
As you know, we've had a few breaks lately with the mains and everything. They were fixed with us and in part with a couple by H&G that we couldn't handle, or we could handle, but there was just in a bad spot. And we have to do them mostly live, so it's not optimal. we're almost completion with our new 2-inch line that's being ran in Nob Hill to upgrade our infrastructure over there. And that's nearing completion. They're just waiting on a few parts to come in. And since that fire for the laundromat came up again, that flush out hydrant that's over there is not sealing correctly. So it's coming up from the bottom and washing itself out until it seals itself again. So I spoke with the town manager and we talked to H&G and they're gonna be addressing that, and a new hydrant's gonna be installed over there. So that way we won't have this problem in the future. All right, and that's it for the water. Well, except for what she said about the meters. We're just waiting on them to come in with our meetings and everything like that, and we have all stock in the Public Works Department, and we're just waiting on them to come in and grab it and start going after it.
Thank you. Stormwater?
Stormwater, let me see, I got that on your truck. There it is, I went past it. All right, storm drains are cleaned and maintained regularly. Outfalls are inspected. On February 17th, I'll be going to Maryville to get my contractor certification, so to be able to review any and all new construction within the town of New Chicago and make sure that's compliant with our MS4 policies and rules. And the best part about that is I go there, the town doesn't have to pay for that, it's free.
So that's good.
Do
Your
we
truck's
need,
coming too.
I
Your
got, well,
MS4 truck.
I just got another email and I have to make sure that the Ford dealership ordered it, because they just sent another email that's saying that because the model that we picked, they're not gonna go into production with that model anymore, and the new model that has to go, exactly, when it rains it pours. But we got our order in, I believe, before they
We did.
discontinued that.
We did.
But I spoke to Sharon about that today, and tomorrow
I will stop there.
she's gonna go there and make sure everything is what it's supposed to be.
If I have to talk to the owner.
Yeah, because I didn't sit there in front of a computer for 6 hours getting certification for nothing, I promise you. Yes, sir.
you mentioned to me tonight, in the planning commission, do we need an ordinance requiring contractors to pass an MS4 certification?
When we have Reggie working on that, is the model from Purdue. When she came and spoke, I don't know if she came and spoke or she told us about it, that they're, the model that Purdue made that is gonna be, because this is just relatively coming in new. The state's starting to enforce it, where it's technically like an acre
Okay.
of land if you disturb it, but in multiple, like, there was another individual that was trying to build here, and he was trying to individually do it, but he purchased a whole plot of land that equaled more than an acre, but he was trying to section it off, like, no, I'm only working here. It doesn't matter, it's a sum of the whole. And yes, to answer your question, yes, we gotta have it in there.
But the Purdue's gonna have what?
Reggie's in writing it, and I spoke to her tonight, and I told her I would like her to have a draft sooner than later, so that way the council can review it and ratify it, or whatever you do to attach it to the already existing ordinances we have in place for the MS4.
Thank you. Old bid, okay, so
Old business. Where is our resolution from Sender and about the stormwater and the sewer?
They didn't send me anything at all.
Remember, they were gonna send it
Yeah,
over? They
they
were
said
gonna
they
do
were.
the resolution? Well, how about for Greg Marks?
He didn't send anything either.
Okay, we may have to call, well, we have to call a special meeting anyway for the 25th, March 25th for our third hearing.
Oh,
So you guys have it on your paperwork?
February 25th is.
February or March?
It's February, no, February 25th is the third,
The third
the
remonstrance.
third remonstrance. And then in March will be the adoption.
So if we want to have it then, you're going to have to advertise, right? If we get those resolutions?
Yeah.
Okay. That's for the increase that you guys approved last month?
But Andrew messaged me and.
Okay,
he's
I didn't
never
think
sent
about
me
it till just
anything.
right now.
Yeah.
But Greg March was supposed to have something so we could proceed with the building. Okay, and he was supposed to have it over to Tammy today and he didn't send it. And I didn't think about it till just now too. So we may have to include that in with our remonstrance and have a special meeting. She'll just advertise it as that,
Well,
so.
so for the fire territory, the meeting's already been advertised. But
Right,
if we do
but not
that,
this,
I'll have to
right.
advertise it.
Right,
And then I have to advertise for the adoption in March.
right.
So
What day in March you gonna do?
it's our council meeting in March.
That's pretty definite.
Also, don't forget the food bank, I think March 24th. Hi, Robert. March 24th,
Okay.
food bank. They want to do it quarterly now and, which is easier than trying to do it every month because they want to do it while these guys are meter reading and we're not doing that, so. I gave you guys, I'm sorry, about the building, the new scope, what they're doing down there. And that's what Greg was supposed to do, was send us the resolution about the financing and stuff. But we were supposed to adopt something in 2017. I don't know anything about it, so if I don't know, you guys don't.
In 2017.
Yeah, some kind of resolution.
Yeah, he said there should have been a resolution in 2017.
I don't
But
remember what it was.
He said it would be nice he could just write a resolution, and he was supposed to write one and send it.
So, anyway, okay, that's all I got under old business. They're down at the building, they're going through it. We had to have an asbestos test.
Of course.
And,
I'm
so
sure there is.
Greg Martz already paid for that. It was $700, which I thought was pretty good because the last one we had was $1,900. So, anyway, same company. Maybe we got a discount. So.
New business? Legal reports?
Okay, I brought suit against the officer who did not come back after going to the academy and didn't reimburse us, so that suit's in progress. Also wrote a couple of ordinances for the police department. One was on making it an ordinance violation to have expired plates, and I can't remember what the other one was. We wrote them, we just didn't get those published in time for tonight's meeting. We have to make sure that we have that by the next meeting.
Or the 25th.
With respect to the biggest issue, I think it's really important for us to finish what we've started on this fire territory. Lake Station does not seem to have been doing its job. That doesn't mean we're gonna stop, because they promised a sewer service. So we want to put ourselves in a position, they can't say, well, you didn't do what you were supposed to. So we want to make sure we get this meeting, we want to make sure we have enough people there from the board. We want to be able to work, I forget what all the requirements are offhand, but we want to make sure that this is done, so if they try to back out of that contract, we have some possible legal ramifications for them. I don't want to take any lawsuit against Lake Station or do anything like that, but we do need our ambulance service. And we worked hard and put a lot of money into trying to get this fire territory done. Don't know why the ball was dropped over there. Got some ideas, but we'll just leave those alone.
So tomorrow is their meeting at 7 o'clock at Edison High School. So if you guys can make it, we need to be there in force. So just to see what they're doing.
Is that the high school and not the town hall?
Yeah, high school.
Oh, they had another flood.
And we at the same place it was last.
Yeah, same place.
It's a beautiful building with all that indoor pool and all that.
Any announcements? Any other business to come before the council? Open forum?
I'd like to say something. This morning we were doing shut-offs, and a woman that we've had trouble before with her.
Robert, could you please speak up a little more?
This morning, the water department was doing shut-offs and for non-payment, and the woman that had previous issues with her animals or dogs being vicious and attacked on people, and the police department had to put a dog down before. She threatened to use her dog as a weapon
Whoa.
and let him loose on a couple of the guys and myself when we were there. I called 911, called dispatch. Mr. Mayo and another officer responded and took care of the situation. And I would just like to publicly thank them for responding and handling the situation like they did.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope she doesn't, you guys next month go in there and then she just opens the
Then I'll do
door.
the same thing again. It's just,
Yeah, but if you're in there not knowing the dog's gonna come out.
They know.
because she was there was a backstory behind it why she was aware we were there, okay?
Oh.
I promise you she was. But I handled the situation to protect myself, the guys, and the town by alerting the police and letting them take control of the situation until it was safe for me to enter premises.
That's
Okay,
exactly what
let me
she
ask
did.
something, Earl, let me ask you. Okay, these guys are running into these kind of problems, not to use it on a human being, but an animal, like a vicious dog, about a taser. Could they possibly have a taser, so if a dog came after them, they could shock the dog?
It's better if they have mace.
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 Or
Yeah,
wrench.
but I don't want, I don't, well, that's what we do when we have the shut
That's
off.
right, you hit them with a
But-
wrench.
It's better off doing it the way we do it, so we're not liable for, that breaks down to a he said, she said thing. And they go, oh, they came in there and just impaled my dog in the head with a stick. He didn't do nothing. He's the greatest dog in the world. And you don't want to open yourself up for any legal ramifications.
Yeah, but-
Call the
You did
police,
exactly.
let the police deal
Yeah,
with
but
it.
if you don't know in that dog, that if it's a.
I'm not gonna go in the yard and I'm not gonna put any of the guys in
Well,
danger.
if the dog's in the house and you're in there in the pit and they open the door.
Okay, then when they show intention of malice and everything else like that, of doing something like that, then the police will already be involved.
Because it's happened
And they
before
can get,
like that.
I know it's happened before, but there's certain guidelines we have to follow.
Yeah, I know, but I
Okay,
will
we-
look out for you
yes.
guys.
You're doing it exactly right. Okay?
Thank you.
When the police are there, when they're not gonna take care of that dog, call the police,
Exactly,
because then they can come and do what they have to do.
exactly,
If you hit the dog, we're gonna end up in a lawsuit.
exactly. That's why I do what I do, because I want, contrary to what anyone may say or think or anything else like that, when the guys come into work, how they come into work, that's how I want them going home.
Exactly,
Okay,
but
I don't want
getting bit or.
But I'm not gonna
mauled
put them in
by
that, if I'm in that situation and I drill it into their heads, their safety is first. And I'm not just saying that for a punchline or a catchphrase or anything. That's really how I feel. Because I don't want to get bit,
No.
and I don't want anyone else to put themselves in danger. Don't worry about it, just go in the yard. That falls on me as being the head of that department,
If it's
for sending them in there.
You do know where vicious dogs.
Yes,
live.
we got it pretty much down. And like you said, does it happen? Absolutely, it happens.
Yeah. I know.
But the way that we do it, like Lloyd said, and Mr. Mayo, they know this. I'm a utility, I'm a municipal employee, okay? I can't sit there and the same thing like that. There's a thing called private property. Even though that's 15 feet from the curb to there, that's technically an easement. That's still their property because they're paying taxes on it.
No,
And if
they're
it's,
not.
okay.
No, they do not pay taxes on that easement.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, they
My
do.
yard is 125 deep, and that's from the end of my driveway to concrete.
Okay, and where your meter pit is, 15 feet from the edge of that thing till that meter pit is, that's an easement.
Oh, but the meter pit's in my yard.
Okay,
It is.
okay.
Well, that's how they
but
put it in
I'm
there.
gonna continue to do what I've been doing because it works, it keeps everybody safe, and we're not gonna get caught up in a lawsuit.
Thank you.
My concern is yours, guys' safety.
And my concern is my safety too, amongst everybody else's.
Yeah.
Comment from the board? Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made, second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Adjourn.